Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say.
Hello everybody and welcome to, yes, a question and answer. Can you believe it? It hasn't been a month. At least it hasn't been a month like the last one. And I am going to try to do these more often. I know I said that the last time, but really, I'm going to try to do these more often. I don't have a lot today, so I'll probably end up talking about some other stuff too. We'll see. Let's get started. My question is regarding TNA. Do you feel that wrestling fans hold TNA to a double standard, sometimes more so than WWE? Every time I read feedback on their programs or pay-per-view by other wrestling fans, some things that are said are justified, like the way things are booked, among other things, but other complaints seem to be nitpicking and overanalyzing. I would agree with this, except I would also state that I, for one, and I do admit that I'm very critical of TNA because I think TNA does not have the same luxury WWE does about being sucky. WWE can go out there and, they're big enough promotion that they can, they can coast and it'll be not great, but it'll be okay for them. TNA can't do that. For TNA to truly be competitive, what they have to do is they have to go out there and they actually have to put on much better stuff than WWE. It's the only way they're really ever going to compete. And until they do that, I will be a little bit more critical of them. I don't try to overanalyze things, though. I don't try to, but I do think there are some people that don't like TNA for whatever reason, and they do try to overanalyze it to some degree. But I think there's people that try to overanalyze the WWE too. So, I think that's all fair. If you make sure that you read stuff from a wide variety of sources, get opinions from people from a good variety of sources that you trust, you'll end up getting a pretty good, fair, and accurate description of pay-per-views and shows, I feel. So, there you go. Who's your favorite high flyer in the business now, and which high flyer do you think is the best? Right now, I would say, I'm going to go with Mystico, slightly over El Blazer. Those, without a doubt, are the two cream of the crops, in my opinion, as far as high flyers. As far as is the best, I will say, I don't know, to be completely honest. I was gonna say Houston Thunder Liger, but I don't know if you would really consider Liger a high flyer. But yeah, I'll consider, I guess, Liger a high flyer. I'll go with Liger, just because I think he's probably had the biggest impact. A lot of people would probably point, as far as a junior, to the original Tiger Mask, but the original Tiger Mask wasn't really a high flyer, much as you would say junior. Liger is probably a little bit more of a flyer, so I guess I would go with him. Though Billy Kidman was an extremely good high flyer. So is Ultimate Dragon. I mean, the list of truly great high flyers, because they're usually only good as far as high flyers for a very select amount of time. Liger's been in the business for a long time, so I'll go with him. Do you think people would be less hard on or willing to give a chance to ECW if it had a different name and channel, like Tuesday Night Takedown on TBS or something? There's so many people who go, it's not like the old ECW, and think every match has to be hardcore. Though my uncle lived just outside of Philly at the time Eastern Championship Wrestling turned Extreme, and confirmed that take a match or two a night, it really didn't seem to change. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad your uncle told you that. But yeah, probably so. I think more people would give it a chance, and more people would look at it as, wow, this is actually not a bad show. It's actually a pretty good show. But until that happens, until people are actually willing to give it a fair chance, and until the WWE is willing to actually give it a chance and actually back it, because I do think ECW could be something that they don't have and actually be very profitable for them if they would do it right. But they don't want to do it right, so there we go. Who in ROH would you like to see in the title picture? Who is nowhere near it at the moment? Why would you like to see them? And who would you like to see them feud with? I will say Jimmy Jacobs. I've said Jimmy Jacobs when I've been asked this before. And as far as to see them feud with, I would say probably, I think an Austin Aries feud would probably be the best one with them, though, because I don't think he would have a very good feud with Bryan Danielson. And if given the current his current angle, Jimmy Jacobs' current angle, I think that you would need somebody who was pretty, pretty die-hard Ring of Honor. So there you go. If Ring of Honor is such a great promotion in your eyes and TNA isn't, why hasn't ROH got a TV deal? Personally, I think ROH sucks. I only like a couple of wrestlers from there, which is Cincy, Samoa Joe, and Christopher Daniels. Personally, I think CM Punk is overpushed. I just want to know your answer since you are supposed to know everything about wrestling. Well, I've never said I know everything about wrestling. I just think I have a pretty good understanding of the business and have a lot of knowledge on the business. As far as why because Ring of Honor has turned down TV deals because they don't want to change their product to get on TV. They've been pretty adamant about that. If you like Cincy, then you would probably like, I would say, well, probably not Roderick Strong, but you might like Davey Richards. You might like Kenta. I definitely think you would like Kenta. If you like Samoa Joe, I don't know why you would not like Morishima. If you like Christopher Daniels, I don't know why you wouldn't like Morifuji, even though, all three of those guys are Noah guys. They're also do a lot of wrestling. Up to this year, they won't probably do as much next year as in Ring of Honor. So there's three guys that I think are just as good as the three guys you just mentioned. Hey Truthslayer, I was wondering if you want a copy of One Night Stand 05. I get this question a lot, that's why I put this on here. With Benoit and Eddie on it, I wanted to order the DVD by WWE, but since it didn't come with the match on because of the Benoit thing, I thought I'd look around. Since you order a lot of DVDs, I was wondering if you know anywhere I could get it with that match. If you go to Amazon, you should be able to get a used copy. You'll probably have to get a used. You might be able to get an original, and I'm sure if it has the Benoit match on there, they will say it has the Benoit match on there. I would also go on eBay. You might also try High Spots and see if High Spots has it as well. Other than that, I don't really know how you're gonna find it, to be completely honest. I would love to know if they've just taken his name off the match description or if they've actually deleted his matches off of there. I've never actually got any confirmation that they've actually taken the matches off the DVDs, because I do have Backlash, and I got Backlash after apparently all the Backlashes were supposed to have Benoit taken off of them, and it had the Benoit match on it, so there you go. Hey Truth, I got a question. How come Japanese promotions never try to run shows in America? American promotions run shows in Japan. Thanks again. Basically because up until recently it was believed that American audiences would not go for a Japanese show, though that looks to be changing. Noah has said for a while that they want to do a U.S. tour. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point Dragon Gate does a U.S. tour as well. So there you go. And of course, New Japan never did a U.S. tour, but they had so many guys that wrestled for WCW and Jim Crockett Promotions that really they did do kind of tours. So, hey Truthslayer, I just wanted to know, what do you think on the ECW and SmackDown Talent Exchange, and if you have any more info on how it will work. I have no info. I guess they're basically just pretty much going to combine the two brands, which I think is kind of stupid. I've often said I think what they need to do is separate the brands as much as they possibly can, and I wish they would make ECW its own brand, try to do some things different with ECW. I'll probably do a video on what I wish they would do with ECW. I did one on my old account, but I don't think I'll probably do another one. So there you go. Hey Truthslayer, did WCW ever have a 5-star match? And if they didn't, do you know if they're a match that deserved 5 stars? Actually, depending on how you want to look at it, Jim Crockett Promotions with WCW had about 8 5-star matches. As just far as WCW though, I believe they had 2, both being War Games. This is why I'm big on War Games. War Games was such a great gimmick, and I wish the WWE would bring it back. I think it's really stupid that they haven't, but what you gonna do? Anyways, that's all for this one. I did wind up using all the time, so that's good. I will probably be back with a review, a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla review sometime this week. I'm trudging through the tag team tournament, and I must say the crowd, in my opinion, sucks for this tournament for the most part, and it's making it very hard for me to watch the tournament, or the matches. But so far it looks like it's pretty good. So anyways, I'm out. Have a good one. Bye.
Let's ride.